2020 was anything but a normal year for anyone and everyone, and that includes celebrities. From celebs changing up their hair to revamping their entire lives, we saw plenty of celebrities take the chance to reinvent themselves. Here are the most stunning transformations of 2020. Rebel Wilson took some time in 2020 to really focus on herself. She shed 40 pounds since January of 2020, according to People. While Wilson definitely looked great when she posted photos of her new body after dieting and exercising, she explained that it was about more than just the number on the scale. You never want it to be about the number because it really isn't about that. It's about, I was doing some unhealthy things to my body and I just wanted to change it and become a healthier person. Wilson also revealed that she really started to understand the psychology behind her eating habits in 2020. I think I was emotional eating and overeating at times because I wasn't loving myself enough, and it does come down to that self-worth and self-love. It's clear that loving herself and getting healthy have paid off, weight loss aside. Because 2020 was such a roller coaster of a year, it's not really surprising that there was a bit of a baby boom in the midst of everything else. Gigi Hadid, for instance, became a mom in 2020. In September of 2020, she revealed that she'd given birth to her and Zayn Malik's first child on Instagram. She wrote in the caption, "Our girl joined us Earthside this weekend, and she's already changed our world. So in love." Seeing Hadid become a mother proved that the model transformed in more ways than one. Not only did Hadid's body change like never before, but her world was completely upended by the birth of her daughter. Not all child stars are as fortunate to have a successful adult career as Selena Gomez has had. Still, despite all her accomplishments, Gomez has also faced more than her fair share of challenges as well. From her lupus diagnosis to her high-profile breakup with Justin Bieber, Gomez has been through the ringer. But in 2020, Gomez underwent a stunning transformation, inside and out. In an interview with Allure, she revealed that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which really helped her come into herself more. "Once I did find out more about who I was proud. I also felt comfortable knowing that I wasn't alone and I was going to get through it." She added that she will be both outspoken and passionate about her diagnosis going forward. Though her stellar voice is typically the first thing people associate with Adele, the Grammy-winning artist also underwent a weight loss transformation in 2020. Though she's not an avid social media user, Adele stunned her fans with her new slim figure, and people couldn't stop talking about it. Adele's first Instagram post in 2020 discussed her celebrating her birthday, but it wasn't the caption that got people talking. It had been almost 5 months since the singer posted on social media, and fans were quick to notice that she'd clearly shed some pounds. While Adele hasn't been too talkative about her transformation, during her October appearance on Saturday Night Live, she did joke about her obvious weight loss.
And I know I look really, really different since you last saw me, but actually, because of all the COVID restrictions and the travel bans, I had to travel light and only bring half of me.
Emily Ratajkowski is one of the most successful models out there, but in 2020, Ratajkowski took on a new role and a new look. During the summer, the natural brunette shocked the world when she dyed her hair a nearly platinum blonde. The look instantly became iconic, and Ratajkowski looked like a whole new woman. But that wasn't the only way she transformed. In October, Ratajkowski announced that she was pregnant with her first child. In an article she wrote for Vogue, she shared that her pregnancy had transformed her yet again. "I'm completely and undeniably helpless when it comes to almost everything surrounding my pregnancy. How my body will change, who my child will be. Instead of feeling afraid, I feel a new sense of peace. I'm already learning from this person inside my body. I'm full of wonder." Zac Efron has pretty much always been a thirst trap, but when his new Netflix series Down to Earth premiered, Efron revealed his new body, and it was a far cry from what fans of the actor were used to seeing. Since Efron first came onto the scene in his High School Musical days, he's pretty much always had a super-toned body, and of course, in Baywatch, Efron's abs were all anyone could talk about. But in 2020, Efron debuted his dad bod, and people were shocked. However, it shouldn't have been that surprising to witness Efron's transformation. In April of 2020, he explained that being in tip-top shape just wasn't worth it to him anymore. Efron said on Hot Ones, "I don't ever want to be in that good of shape again. Really, it was so hard." And it's not as if Efron looked totally out of shape and down to earth. He just looked healthy, bigger, and honestly better than ever before. Clearly, Efron has found new freedom in not constantly having a six-pack, and that's what matters. Sky Jackson first made her big debut in the Disney Channel original series Jessie back in 2011. At the time, Jackson was an adorable little kid, but by 2020, she'd really grown up. In 2020, Jackson appeared on Dancing with the Stars, and she actually made it pretty far. But in the end, Jackson was sent home on a double elimination night. Still, the actress performed extremely well prior to her elimination on the show. Although Jackson's dancing skills are pretty impressive, it was her outer transformation that really stood out. Since her time on Jessie, she's turned into a young woman who spends a lot of time fighting for racial justice, according to Entertainment Tonight. As talented of a musician as she is, Halsey is also known for being bold and daring with her appearance. From her makeup to her outfits, Halsey always rocks the edgiest trends, and in 2020, she debuted a seriously trendy hairstyle. Halsey showed off her newly shaved head on Instagram in October 2020, and she looked incredible. It takes a lot of guts to get rid of all your hair, but Halsey clearly isn't afraid to try new things. When a fan on Twitter asked her why she decided to take the risk, she was honest. "I was growing it out for so long, and I told myself I wouldn't shave it till I saw what it was like healthy and long. Then I saw it healthy and long and said, this is nice, but I miss bald. And then so I did it." Though she got her big break in the Disney Channel original movie, The Cheetah Girls, Adrienne Bailon has come a long way in her career. Additionally, Adrienne Bailon shed some weight in 2020, and she looks and feels more confident than ever before. In an Instagram post from May 2020, Bailon explained that she'd really been focusing on health, and it had paid off. She wrote in the caption of a video of her rocking a black bikini and smiling in the mirror, "During this time more than ever, staying healthy is at the top of my mind. This is my first post in a bathing suit since losing 20 pounds. Bailon also explained that she discovered that instead of dieting, making a lifestyle change was the key to her success. "Well, I made major changes like choosing to eat plant-based. I'm constantly reminding myself that the greatest form of self-love is self-discipline." Bailon has always been stunning, but in 2020, she turned up the heat. In 2020, Sarah Hyland took a big risk with her hair, and it majorly paid off. First of all, it's important to note that Hyland has long struggled with certain aspects of her appearance. For Hyland, who played Haley Dunphy on Modern Family for years, that was especially true when it came to her hair. Hyland struggled with endometriosis and kidney dysplasia, and that led to some hair loss. She told Refinery29, "With medications and stuff, it can make your hair fall out." So when she dyed her hair red in 2020, it was a big step and a beautiful transformation for Hyland. Though Harry Styles got his start in the popular British boy band One Direction, he soon launched a solo career and became an international heartthrob. But while Styles has been in the public eye for years, it wasn't until 2020 that he truly came into his own. In an interview with Vogue, for which Styles posed in a Gucci dress, the singer explained that he'd spent a lot of 2020 learning. "I've been trying to read and educate myself so that in 20 years I'm still doing the right things and taking the right steps." Additionally, Styles opened up about how he'd become more gender fluid in his clothing choices. "I'll go and shop sometimes, and I just find myself looking at the women's clothes thinking they're amazing. There's so much joy to be had in playing with clothes." However it is that Styles chooses to present himself to the world, we're absolutely here for it. Because of her famous aunt, Emma Roberts is used to living in the public eye. And while that hasn't made it any easier for the actor to make a name for herself, she's done just that thanks to her talents. Not only did Roberts grace the cover of Cosmopolitan, but she was actually the first pregnant cover star the magazine has had, according to CNN. In her interview with the magazine, Roberts explained that in the midst of all the change, she'd found a new kind of peace. "I'm healthy, which is the thing I'm most grateful for. To see my body change inside and out so drastically has been a wild experience. Surprising and beautiful." It's not exactly a secret that Rob Kardashian has gone through his fair share of ups and downs. Ever since his family was launched into the spotlight on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the only brother in the large clan has fluctuated in his weight. But in 2020, Kardashian returned to social media showing off his new look. Though Kardashian doesn't typically post photos of himself on his Instagram page, when he did in 2020, it was clear he lost weight. A source told Entertainment Tonight that Kardashian was faring quite well, revealing, "Rob continues to work on staying healthy for himself and his daughter, Dream." The year 2020 was certainly a roller coaster of a year for just about everyone. Even for celebrities, who certainly had more privilege and access than most Americans, 2020 proved to be somewhat of a challenge. But for Elliot Page, 2020 was the year he announced his gender identity, and a transformation as incredible as his is worth celebrating. In an Instagram post in December 2020, the actor, known for his roles in Juno and The Umbrella Academy, shared some big news. "Hi friends, I want to share with you that I am trans. My pronouns are he, they, and my my name is Elliot. It was a huge step for Paige, and his Instagram post explained all the complicated intricacies that come with coming out as trans. My joy is real, but it is also fragile. The truth is, despite feeling profoundly happy right now and knowing how much privilege I carry, I am also scared. I'm scared of the invasiveness, the hate, the jokes, and of violence. Hopefully, Paige's stunning transformation and his ongoing activism for the LGBTQ+ community can help serve as a call to end the violence and discrimination of trans people across the United States. In his post, Paige also noted, "The more I hold myself close and fully embrace who I am, the more I dream, the more my heart grows, and the more I thrive." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.